flatbed, yeah, no problem. As long as your stack's all over 13 feet, set up the sensor. Nice and quiet, crackhead free.
Well, at least it was.
Someone tell me where I can find the nearest CB shop. You gotta go to Delta Electronics. And just ask for, what's the guy's name that does all the good work? I forget his name.
Geez, you only said it 1,000 times in the past 3 months of videos. Is that not a sign of drugs?
Sam, there you go.
You know what the letters SAM represent, right? Screwed another man. Radio was on and the radio I'm now, same exact radio. A-B comparison, Richie. I got to work on the other one when I have a chance. Same radio, Richard. Don't you love it? That's a master at work. I'm like a Picasso. I'm like an artist when it comes to this electronics. I'm an electronics genius, but you know what? I don't have to brag about it. I be about it. I do it. It's the difference with me and you, Richard. I don't claim out here to be #1 technician, this and that. A miracle to the earth. Just do it, man. You got the skills and the confidence in yourself. Do it. Put the pipe down and become proficient at at what you do. But don't come out here begging people to bring the radios to your shop. Sam doesn't do that. Sam's not out here soliciting customers. So stop it, Richard. Stop it now. Well, you know something, Mr. Enforcer, I don't know why you told me all about your radio, man. I don't know why you feel so insecure that you might have to try to prove you think you have technical skills to Richie. Richie's been doing this out here on Channel 19 for 30 years. A closed mouth don't get fed. CB shops, Channel 19 was born and raised with truck drivers, commuters, and CB shops. If you are not a CB shop, you're a base that really don't deserve to be out there unless you have people out there. But we're not going to get into that with you, dude. I mean, you know, I've done quite a few Delta radios, man, you know, and he's pretty hurt that a lot of Brooklyn dollar vans and taxi drivers no longer know his name. So, you know, Mr. Enforcer, I'm going to say that this is what a CB shop does. I know you're a new jack out here. I know you want to convince the public you're dumb. You tell them I've been listening to you for 2 years, and you've been out here for 30 years. You never heard of me. And while you're sitting there and listening to people tell you he's been out here for 30 years doing our radio, selling amps, can't tarnish his name. You hear other people on the channel and then the video gates talking, reminiscing, telling about the old days. Way too many people out here, way too many people that know Richie. And more every day, it's just amazing me how you, like, pretend to be stupid. Like, who's putting you up to this or giving you the money. You pretend to lose that name when you said it 100 times before you want to stumble quick and try to play dumb. Like this guy Sam just now, right? You know, you've been out here trying to produce Sam for how long, and you can't remember his name. Is that not a sign of drugs, dude? Or is that just trying to play dumb for the public, or trying to mislead the innocent who might be passing by and don't know the program yet? Really, I'm just at a loss here, man. I feel honestly entertained that, you know, a cretin like you and a dope fiend drug junkie like you would actually think you could compare with a fucking cop like me. I told you all 2 years ago when I revealed what it was for 30 years with me in them shops that you couldn't figure out. But I also told you, listen, you've never met a creature like me and you never will. Don't start something you know is near prepared to finish. You can't match me on the mic, off the mic, technically, non-technically, and last but not least, manhoodingly. Richie Radio 127, RC 127. Richie, I'm clear.
Shut up, you retard chief. Retard Richie. Fuck you. Tell him, driver.
Thank you, driver. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I like when I hear that, man. It's fun. I get a kick when I hear that, dude, because it tells me my radio work is second to none.
And with all the shit I do around here all day long, really, I don't have the time to think ever think about being a junkie, dude. It's bad enough I can't find the time to smoke my spliffs in peace. I mean, have you seen my shelves lately? You see all the radios in here? You see all the work I've done in the past week alone? Come on, dude. I'm not hurting, and I'm not on welfare. Radio work paves my way.
Remember the key word you said, a closed jaw doesn't get fed or doesn't eat. A wide jaw doesn't eat solids. Remember those words.
Well, I very much did say a closed mouth doesn't get fed. I don't know anything about wired jaws or anything like that, but I will tell you this. Many, many men on the CB radio whose speakers I've crawled out into their brain have tried to break that jaw. None have succeeded. Some aren't even around to tell you that. But hey, I cherish the thought, like you do, of you someday doing it. As a matter of fact, I cherish that thought of you doing it more than you do. So, save us all a headache and all the whining and the crying, and just come and try to be about it, dude. You got a problem? Hey, you got a problem, I'll solve it. Just try to come get it solved, dude. That's all you got to do. Man up!
Richie, remember one thing. Remember the movie Cobra?
Look at this. This is one Hollywood piece of shit, wannabe tough guy. All right, the King of New York, I'll be back, man. Y'all can deal with this junkie monkey motherfucker.
Remember those words. You're the disease, and I'm the cure. And whenever you want to learn the skill of radio, you can't just come to me. I'll teach you things that you never thought existed. All right? And I don't brag.
Yeah, with the horn and cowboy up, motherfucker.
Prove it. I don't have to prove it to you or brag about it. I'm about it. I do it. Physically, it's done. Radio 1 condition, radio...
Well, nah, he on the croaky babble, dude, and he thinks he's covering me all over the city, and he thinks he's running Channel 19 for the last 4 months out here, as if y'all couldn't figure it out. But since y'all don't know how to clean up your own backyard, I told you when I got to start doing it, it's not going to be pretty. Half drive, half beast. I got to step back.
Over 30 years of knowledge of the hobby, experience.
Jeez, you know something? That horn really does sound good, but, I was trying to hear the fucking junkie. He was on a Cokie Babble ramble. Come on.
So you could sit there and your only response is to try to insult.
See, that horn's good for something.
Being something that you are, which is something I'll never be. I'll never pick up a pipe and smoke it. You'll never see me smoking weed or doing any kind of drugs. You know why? Because I get high in life, brother. I wake up every morning thanking the Lord that I have another day to go. What do? So the first thing you grab is a fatty. Comes out of your mouth. I'm going to grab myself a nice fatty. That's the first thing you do in the morning. Now, that's an addict. Anyone that brags of consumption of drugs, the first thing he wakes up, that's an addict, dude. You need help. That's what the enforcer's here. To help provide truth and justice the American way. And I'm back out.
All right, with the junkie draw, back out. Listen to me, boy. You see, the key word to what you just said is, you don't see me, you don't see me, you don't see me. That's right, I don't see you. Like you never see me, you don't know. So do me a favor. Answer this question in the truthful justice American way. Find me somebody out here who's seen Richie pick up a spliff or a pipe. Now, I could tell you anything through this mic, but find me one driver out here or one person that says, I watched Richie with a pipe in his hand. If you could do that, enforcer, then you'd be showing me some kind of truthful justice in an American way.
Well, being that you're not an honorable man, you're not a man of your word. When someone challenged you with a word or name, with the name Frank, in any of your videos, you would go 10-7, and that didn't happen. The individual provided the word, and he provided the video recording. And you go, oh, that's a different guy. That's Frank the cop. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. What are you going to say? If we meet up, you're pissing a cup, you're going to say it's your twin. Come on, Richard. You're full of lies and delusions. Stop it already. Stop the nonsense. Come clean. The truth will set you free, brother. You'll feel better about yourself.
Well, Mr. Enforcer, it really is the truth. There is no guy named Frankie, no dollar van guy named Frankie. You see the name Frankie on multiple videos and multiple descriptions. That is because there is a police officer, a Lone Ranger, who runs solo. He's Detective Sergeant Francis. That's his name, last name Francis. So the nickname is Frankie Boy. You understand? Frankie Boy, Francis. You understand? So if you listen to those video gates, you'll hear the drivers talking about Francis. Nickname Frankie Boy. To them, when it's coming out of their mouth, it's either Francis or the disease or he's working. So you see, you could try to convince the public, misconstrue anything, but there is no dollar van driver on the channel named Frankie. You never hear me in any dollar video talking to a man named Frankie going, yo, Frankie, where you at? Frankie is the terminology for the officer that breaks their balls up at the cookie jar who keeps them on the straight and narrow. He's a black man. He don't take no fucking shit. He's got a lot of integrity, pride, and he's very courteous and professional if you're not a jerk-off. Me, he's a colleague of mine, so I give him the courtesy of labeling the video gates with Frankie Boy or Frankie Runs Rampant or whatever it is. Real good friend of mine he is. So next... I'm sorry, Mr. Enforcer. When did you say you were coming to hold the cup so I could piss and watch a tree grow out of it? Or when did you say you were coming to actually use those Kevlars you've been trying to convince these guys you bought you're coming to Brooklyn to use? I'll wait. I'll wait.
Anytime you want to come to the island, brother, I welcome you with open arms. I actually would hope that you would come to the island because you seem to know a lot on this cat. You got photos you're posting, you're putting out individuals, governments. You know what they call that, Richard? They call that a snitch. Snitches get stitches, Richard. Why do you do it, man? Why do you do it? Why? That's all I want to know. Why are you such a CI? Do you enjoy being a rat? Do you like to eat cheese? What kind of cheese do you eat? Because if we ever read, if I ever step in front of you, which the only two things separating us is fear and common sense, you would never step to the island, Richard. I'm hoping and praying that day comes. That would be like me hitting the lotto after I hit that jaw. But it would have never happened. Come on, Richard, be a man. For one, take the dress off, put on some jeans, and step to the kid, man. Come on, do it, brother. Hoping for that day. Well, you never come to the island because you're a chicken boy. You're a duck plucker. That's what they call a duck plucker, chicken boy. Walk, walk.
All right, Mr. Enforcer. Mr. Enforcer, let's get this straight, clear, and understand it. You mean to tell me that the drivers heard you show up 4 or 5 months ago, beating down Richie, tearing him up, calling him, not snitching, trying to label him every junkie that you are, telling them you're going to come to Brooklyn and beat him up, you brought a special pair of Kevlar gloves, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. You try to paint me up as being a lot of things, dude. And what you're very mad about is that in the course of this, you came into your battle very uninformed for people you didn't know lost, and you don't know half the facts, but when Richie throws them up in gates, you cry. And then they had to sit out here and listen to you say how you bought these gloves and how you're going to come to Brooklyn and use them. And now, hold on, let me get this straight. And you never once heard me out here saying, I'm going to bust you up, I bought this to use on you, or this, that, the other thing, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So let me ask you a question. I'm supposed to take the fight. You started the war. You can't win. And I'm supposed to come to you because you ain't man enough to live up to your word or what it is you say you're going to do. I am a man of my word. Everything I say I do, I do. Everything I say I can do, I'm out here showing and proving what I can do. So let me ask you a question. Did you see me go out and buy Band-Aids or peroxide because I know I'm going to need it after I see you? I don't know you. I don't give a fuck to know you. Nor have I ever smoked your hardcore drugs with you. Like you said, you never see me. That's right. I could tell you every story under the sun behind this mic. I can mislead you down a path that's unreal, like all the drivers give fucking fucked up directions to. I mean, you think that's funny, but, I could pull one of them maneuvers. I actually do with your brain. But answer me a question. All I want to know is, when are you going to come to Brooklyn like you've been screaming to these drivers in the video gates for the last 4 months about these special pair of gloves that you bought just so when you come here and knock me or try to hit me, that you don't want to get cut from my last remaining, as you claim, tooth. This is all I'm curious, so don't spin doctor it. Don't change the facts of the situation. I'm the man that crawled out of your speaker and into your brain. I am the technician that does it like no other out here. And I realize I'm hurting a lot of people. I'm realizing a lot of people are getting sick. Please make it sound like Richie. They can't do it. That's what RC127 is famous for. Every radio he touches. So yeah, I don't mind being painted up as every junkie, every thief, scam artist in the book. But let me ask you something. You never see Richie getting arrested for impersonating an officer. You never see little Richie Cappy being harassed by PD. You never see any of your crooked cops willing to go to bat for you out here, as you claim you've got. But let me ask you something. I know those crooked cops don't take that fuck with Charlie on the other side of the blue line at FME. I'm sure they told you there's only one way you're going to get your proof. The boy is right. He's got you right where he wants you. You started a fight you can't win, one you can't finish, and y'all don't know what to do. Me, I'm flattered, dude. My video gates love it, the customers love it, and the drivers around here, well, other than the fucking schmucks that sit on the gear shifter, they like it too. The king of New York, and I'm for real. I'm quiet. What'd he say? What'd he say? I'm sorry, junkie. What'd I do? I think he better let it go. Let it go. Looks like another hard T.K.O. Well, I guess Enforcer got knocked out with the truth, the justice served up in the American straight point way.